song to sing, each boy and girl. This is our world. I say our, you say world. Our, world, our, world. I say boy, you say girl. Boy, girl, boy, girl. I say everybody move. When I say everybody stop, everybody stop. This is our world. Everybody's got a song to sing, each boy and girl. This is our world.
Hello, Anna.
Hi, Hugo.
That glass of water looks cool and delicious.
It is delicious. Do you know where this water came from, Hugo?
Of course I do. The water you're drinking came from that jug.
Well, yes, this water did come from the jug, but that isn't where it originally came from. This water came from a lake that's a long way away from the city. It had to travel very far to get here.
Wow, that's brilliant. Today we're going to learn all about water.
We'll learn about where different forms of water come from, why it's important to protect water, and how we can conserve it. We'll hear a song about water.
We'll meet a National Geographic fellow, and I'll read a story called The River Dragons.
Brilliant! Let's begin. Let's learn some words about different forms of water. This is a drop of water. Earth's water comes in many forms. This is the sea.
Seas are smaller than oceans.
Like the ocean, the sea is full of salt water. Salt water is wonderful to swim in, but I wouldn't like to drink it. This is a lake. Most lakes are full of fresh water.
Fresh water is the type of water we drink. The fresh water we drink comes from places such as lakes and rivers.
Filter. We have to filter or clean fresh water before we can drink it.
Most fresh water is filtered in large water treatment plants, like this one.
Wet. The dog is wet.
The dog is covered in water. He must have jumped into a lake. Dogs need to drink fresh water, and they like playing in it too.
Here's another type of fresh water. This is a swamp.
A swamp is a large wetland. Swamps provide food, shelter, and drinking water for a lot of animals.
We've now learned a lot of words about water and its characteristics. Let's review what we've learnt. You'll find fresh water in this place. Unscramble this word. Lake. It's a lake. True or false? We have to filter fresh water before we drink it.
True. We have to filter fresh water before we drink it.
Fill in the blank. Is part of an ocean. A sea is part of an ocean.
Seas are smaller than oceans, and they can be enclosed by land.
Fill in the blank. The sea is full of... The sea is full of salt water.
In some parts of the world where there is limited fresh water, salt water can be turned into fresh water for drinking.
What's this?
A drop of water. It's a drop of water. Did you know that more than half of the human body is made up of water?
The dog just came out of a lake. Is it dry, hot, or wet?
The dog is wet.
This is a river. What type of water is in a river? Unscramble these words. Fresh water. Rivers are full of fresh water. This is a wetland. Is it a lake, swamp, or sea?
I know this one. It's a swamp.
That's right. Well done.
Let's learn some more words about water and its characteristics. People use water in many different ways. Soak. These people are soaking in the water.
This is a natural pool of warm water called a thermal spring. People sit and soak in thermal springs to have fun and relax.
Here's another form of water. This is a waterfall. Freeze. When water gets really cold, it freezes. Here's an amazing example of frozen water. This is a glacier.
When water or snow freezes into ice on land over a long period of time, it forms a glacier. A glacier is a large chunk of ice that moves slowly over land.
Carve. Glaciers carve through the surface of the Earth.
Glaciers are really big and heavy. When they move over the surface of the Earth, they carve through the rock and soil to create new shapes in the Earth.
Float. This chunk of ice is floating in the water.
When glaciers reach the sea, pieces break off and float in the water. Very large pieces are called icebergs.
Sea level. Sea level is the level of the surface of the sea. Water may seem like a simple thing, but it's actually quite complex, isn't it? Let's review some of the words and ideas we've just learnt.
Fill in the blank. People sit and in thermal springs. People sit and soak in thermal springs. What's this? Is it a glacier, a waterfall, or a swamp?
It's a waterfall. Fill in the blank. Water at 0 degrees Celsius. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius.
True or false? Glaciers carve through the surface of the Earth.
True. Glaciers carve through the surface of the Earth. Now fill in the blank. The surface of the sea is called the... The surface of the sea is called the sea level.
This is an iceberg. What's it doing?
Floating. The iceberg is floating in the water. This piece of ice is as big as a mountain. Is it a glacier, a waterfall, or a lake?
It's a glacier.
That's right. Glaciers can be high, like mountains, or they can be wide and flat, like the surface of a lake.
Now let's talk about some more ways we use water and what we can do to conserve it. This is a tap.
The water we drink usually comes out of a tap, but water has a long journey from its origin, from places like rivers and lakes, to get to a tap.
Running water. Water that flows and comes out of a tap or shower is called running water. Drain. The water is going down a drain.
A drain collects water that has been used. Drains are usually connected to pipes that carry the used water to another location, such as a water treatment plant.
Waste. This person is wasting water.
People often waste water without really knowing it. For example, if you leave the water running when you're not using it, you're wasting water.
Here's another way of wasting water. Leak. When a tap has been turned off but drops of water still come out, the tap leaks.
A tap that leaks can waste a lot of water.
Save. It's important to save water.
You can save or conserve water by collecting it to use later. For example, you can save rainwater in a barrel.
Have a think about it. How can you save water? OK, now let's review the words and ideas we've just talked about. What's this person doing?
She's wasting water.
True or false? You can save water by leaving the tap running while you brush your teeth.
False. Leaving water running while you brush your teeth wastes water. You should turn the tap off while you brush your teeth.
Unscramble these words. Running water. Running water comes out of a tap or shower. You can turn running water on or off. Fill in the blank. Collects water. A drain collects water. How would you describe this tap?
It leaks. This tap isn't working properly. Did you know that a tap that leaks can waste around 38 litres of water per day?
Running water comes out of this. Is it a sink, a tap, or a bath?
It's a tap. Running water comes out of a tap.
That's right. Well done, everyone.
I've been coming to this lake every summer since I was born. I love water skiing. I've been taking lessons since June. I've been working hard. I've been practicing my somersaults. I love jet skis too. I've been saving my money for a jet ski. When I'm older, I'm going to buy one. Whoever left this water running is in big trouble. You should turn the water off whenever you aren't using it. You should save water whenever you can and wherever you are. I do my best to save water whenever I can.
A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. There's water in lakes and water in the sea. There's even water in you and me. A puddle of water, a waterfall, a tall glass of water. I love it all. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking some time to think about how much water there is in the world. It's everywhere. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. Fresh water, salt water, water in the sink. I've been taking more time to think, why do we need water in this world? We need water for crops and water for grass. We need water for plants and animals too. Everything needs water, everything needs water. I know that's true. A world of wonder, a world of water. I've been thinking about all the water in our world. A world of wonder, a world of water. Have you been thinking about all the water in our world?
It's time to watch some videos about different types of water. This river is carving its way through the mountains.
From fast-flowing rivers to slow-moving ice, water has helped shape Earth over millions of years.
This is a swamp.
The swamp is full of water. Another name for a swamp is wetland.
They're soaking in a thermal spring.
Thermal springs are pools of water that are naturally heated by molten rock flowing underground.
This water isn't hot at all. It's really cold. The temperature is so cold that it caused the water in the lake to freeze.
People are skating on the frozen lake. That looks like fun.
It does, doesn't it? This water is frozen too, but you wouldn't go ice skating here. This is a glacier.
Some people get their drinking water from glaciers. As glaciers slowly melt, they fill nearby lakes and rivers with fresh water.
When a glacier reaches the ocean, pieces break off and float in the water. The biggest pieces are called icebergs.
About 70% of the Earth's fresh water is frozen in glaciers and snow.
The rest of Earth's fresh water is in the ground, in lakes, rivers, and underground pools. But before we can drink this water, it has to be filtered.
The fresh water we use is often filtered or cleaned in large water treatment plants like this one.
Fresh water has to go on a long journey from rivers and lakes to water treatment plants before it comes out of the tap.
Do you know where your water comes from? Now let's meet Sandra Pastel, National Geographic Fellow and freshwater conservationist.
For a long time, we always thought that when supplies ran out, we would just go out and find more water. We would build a new dam, we would drill a new groundwater well, we would build a desalination plant. We're hitting limits on that kind of solution. Water is finite. The new thinking is, how can we do as well or even better with less water? Together, we can preserve our planet.
Are you ready for a story? This story is called The River Dragons. It's based on a folktale from China. A long time ago, there were no freshwater rivers or lakes in China. The saltwater Eastern Sea was the only water on Earth. Water that is full of salt is not good for drinking, and it is not good for watering crops either. So the people could not use the salt water from the Eastern Sea. They could only use rainwater for drinking and for watering their crops. So the people of China really needed rain. Whenever the sky was clear and had no rain clouds, the people got very worried. They prayed to the rain gods to send some rain. Usually, the rain gods sent rain when the people needed it. But one hot summer, there was no rain for weeks and weeks. The people looked for black rain clouds, but saw only clear skies. Without any rain, the crops started to turn brown and die. If our crops die, there will be no food to eat, said the people. And without rain, we won't have any water to drink. We'll die. The people continued to call to the rain gods for rain, but no rain came. At that time, the Eastern Sea was home to 4 dragons. The dragons were big and frightening looking, but they were actually very kind. The dragons heard the people. The people are in trouble, said Black Dragon. They'll die without any rain, Yellow Dragon said. Pearl Dragon said, we have to help them. Long Dragon said, let's go and talk to the Jade Emperor. I'm sure he can help. So the dragons flew to the Jade Emperor's palace. When the dragons arrived at the palace, the Jade Emperor was listening to some music. Why are you interrupting my music? The Jade Emperor shouted. Long Dragon said, Great Emperor, the rain gods are not doing their job. Without rain, the people on Earth will die. You are the most powerful god. Tell the rain gods to make it rain and save the people. The Jade Emperor replied,
Yes, I am the most powerful god of all. I can make the other gods do whatever I want. But right now, I'm busy listening to the most wonderful music. I'll make it rain tomorrow.
The dragons thanked the Emperor and went home. But 10 days passed and no rain came.
The Jade Emperor hasn't done anything,
said Black Dragon.
We have to help the people ourselves.
How? Asked the other dragons. Black Dragon had an idea.
There's plenty of water in the sea,
he said.
We can fill our mouths with water and spray it into the sky. It will come down as rain.
Long Dragon shook his head. But the sea is full of salt water, he said.
If we spray the seawater through the clouds,
said Black Dragon,
the clouds will filter out the salt. Then freshwater rain will fall on the earth.
The other dragons liked Black Dragon's plan. So the dragons flew down to the sea and scooped up seawater in their mouths. Then they flew back into the sky and sprayed the water through the clouds. The clouds filtered out the salt, and wonderful freshwater rain fell to the earth and soaked the land. Soon the fields turned green again, and the crops grew tall. People had plenty of food to eat and lots of water to drink too. The 4 dragons had saved the people. But the Jade Emperor heard about the dragons' rain-making. This made him very angry.
Oh, those dragons have been making rain without my permission,
he shouted.
I will find them wherever they are and punish them.
The Emperor called the generals of his army to the palace.
Catch these 4 dragons and bring them to me,
he told the generals. The army brought the dragons to the valley below the palace. Then the Jade Emperor stood on top of his palace and waved his arms. He used his powers to move 4 giant mountains from 4 faraway parts of China. The mountains flew through the air all the way to the palace.
I will trap the dragons under these mountains so that the dragons will never be able to make it rain again,
he said. And one by one, the mountains fell on top of the dragons. While the dragons were trapped under the mountains, they worried about the people.
We have to find another way to give the people fresh water,
said Long Dragon. So the dragons turned themselves into 4 big rivers. These were the first rivers in China. The rivers flowed across the land all the way to the Eastern Sea. And that is how China's 4 great rivers were created. The Heilongjiang is in the far north of China. Heilongjiang means Black Dragon River. The Huanghe is in the middle of China. Huanghe means Yellow River. The Yangtze is in the south. Yangtze means Long River. And the Zhejiang is in the very south of the country. Zhejiang means Pearl River. Because of these 4 rivers and the 4 dragons who made them, the people of China never had to worry about being left without fresh water again. The end.
We had a great day today, didn't we? Today we learned about different types of water.
We also learned about where our water comes from and why it's so important to conserve it. And we heard a really interesting story about water.
Remember, it's important to protect this precious resource. Future generations will thank you for it.
That's right, they will. See you next time.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next time too.
Bye!